Hello viewers, in my previous video presentation I explained parts of speech up to verb. Now let's continue the remaining parts of speech. Okay, next adverb. Some people write it wrongly, ADD not. So ADVERB, adverb. So a word which modifies or adds something to the meaning of a verb, an adjective or another adverb is called an adverb. So adverb has three functions here. So a word which modifies or adds something to the meaning of a verb first, an adjective or another adverb is called an adverb. Adverb modifies or adds something to the meaning of a verb. It does not stop there. An adjective or another adverb. So let us take some examples. Our Prime Minister speaks eloquently. Our Prime Minister speaks eloquently. Speaks is the verb, action verb, referring to action. Eloquently, the way he speaks, eloquently, fluently. So that is, this eloquently adds something to the meaning of a verb, modifies this verb. So this modifying word is called an adverb. Next example. Say we can take the same example. Our Prime Minister speaks quite eloquently. Quite eloquently. Speaks, verb. Eloquently, adverb. Quite eloquently. The eloquency is increased here. Something, this quite adds something to the meaning of adverb here. So this is also adverb and we call it another adverb. Next. The picture is very beautiful. Here, beautiful is an adjective. This word very modifies the word beautiful. So, this is an adverb. So, in this way, an adverb modifies a verb, an adjective or another adverb. So, this is an adverb. So, look here once again. Word which modifies or adds something to the meaning of a verb, an adjective or another adverb. So, in this way, adverb has three functions. It modifies a verb, an adjective and another adverb like this. And there are so many kinds of adverbs and we will take all those adverbs separately in later classes. Next. The next parts of speech is preposition. So which is a very big topic, but now just I want to introduce only preposition. So preposition. Preposition is very, very essential for proper usage of language, and of course it's a very large topic, wider topic. One's command in prepositions shows one's command or the entire language. First, let us know what a preposition is. A word which is placed before a noun or pronoun to show the latter's relation with other words in a sentence. The definition may be lengthy, but don't worry about that. Just try to understand preposition, and what we want to is proper usage of prepositions, not the definition, but you must have proper understanding the basic what a preposition is basically. So preposition is a word placed before a noun or pronoun. So preposition, it occupies the preposition of a noun or pronoun. Why is it kept there? To show the latter's, that is the noun's, relation with other words in a sentence. So it establishes relationship between a noun and the rest of the words in a sentence. Take examples. Let us take a very simple example. There is a monkey on the tree. There is a monkey on the tree. So here on is preposition, of course, everybody knows. And what is its function there? It is placed before the tree, noun. So placed before a noun. That's why it is called preposition, because it occupies the preposition of that noun. And of course, it shows the relationship of tree and monkey. Tree and monkey, relationship of both the nouns in this way. So there is a monkey on the tree. Monkey is on the tree. That is the relation between monkey and tree. Take other. Almost you may take similar example for proper understanding. There is a donkey under the tree. So here under is the preposition, and it shows it establishes the relation between the tree and donkey. The proper usage of prepositions are very much essential. So the donkey is under the tree. That is the right way. Only to show the right way, I took similar examples. Next, the boy jumped into the river. So what is the relationship between the boy and the river? Boy jumped into the river. So into is preposition. So like this, prepositions play vital role in establishing a relationship between words or between one word and the rest of the sentence. So that is preposition. And preposition is a very large topic, as I told you. One must do constant practice to get good command over preposition, because various prepositions are there which are used in various contexts for a proper meaning. So that is preposition, and for time being that is enough. Some of the common prepositions are, look here, in, into, on, at, with, by, for, since, under, beside, besides, between, among, and so on. So many prepositions are there. Of course, to, very important preposition, and so on. So conjunction. Conjunction is a joining word. It joins together. So a word which joins words, phrases, or clauses is called a conjunction. Examples. So a word which joins words, phrases, or clauses. So it joins together. Sometimes words, sometimes phrases, and sometimes clauses. Example. You can travel by bus or by train. By bus or by train. Actually, we have to repeat the words. You can travel by bus, you can travel by train. In order to avoid that repetition, we use a conjunction like this. So we can travel by bus, by train. Need not repeat all the words. She went to the bank and drew some money. She went to the bank. She drew some money. So that repetition is avoided by using and. So it's a conjunction. Here or is a conjunction, and is a conjunction. So let us take the third one. Though she is poor, she is kind. Here two clauses. Though she is poor, though she is poor, she is kind. Sorry. Though she is poor, she is kind. She is poor, one small sentence. She is kind, another small sentence. Both the sentences are combined, of course, by using though. Here conjunction is kept at the beginning of the sentence, and sometimes we can use like this. So two small sentences are combined by using though. In this way here, we joined two phrases by using are. Here, drew, that verb is joined with this part. Of course, this is also a phrase. Here, two small sentences are added by using though. So this is a conjunction. So joining. A word which joins words, phrases, or clauses is called a conjunction. Some of the commonly used conjunctions are and, are, but, though, if, unless. These are phrase conjunctions. Not only, but also, either, or, neither, nor, and so on. See, and, or, but, though, if, unless, not only but also, either or, neither nor. These are the most commonly used conjunctions. Some of the most commonly used conjunctions, and so many are there. and you will know all those things later in a separate class about conjunctions. Now the last of the parts of speech, of course, eighth one, interjection. Interjection. So it's so simple to know. A word which expresses a strong and sudden feeling is called an interjection. So it expresses a strong and sudden feeling. Sometimes we express our sudden feelings in different ways. Oh, alas, hooray, what, how, and these are the interjections. Usually we use an exclamation mark with this interjection. See, example. Oh, I have lost my cell phone. Oh, so this is an interjection. Alas, so many people died in the floods. So alas, so many people died in the floods. This is a sort of surprise. This is a sort of sad, express a sort of sad feeling. Next, hooray. So an expression of happiness, hooray. I have got a job. So like this, oh, alas, hooray. All these are the interjections which express strong and sudden feelings. So that is interjection. And this we have to stop parts of speech. And we will take all the parts of speech in detail in later videos. Thank you for watching.